What are the zodiac signs that you have the hardest time getting along with, and what house in your birth chart do those signs rule? I'm super curious to know what it is. For me, personally, I have a hard time with Gemini, and Gemini rules my 12th house.
Each zodiac personality is reflected in nature and the seasons. Aries is the motivational sunrise that starts a new day. Aries is the end of hibernation and the start of equal day and nights. They are the spark that resets the chemical chain reaction. Taurus is the fresh spring blossoms. The April showers bring May flowers. Taurus is about blossom and beauty and stopping to smell the roses. Gemini is the whistling summer wind that sings along with the birds. The fluffy clouds that communicate the weather. Cancer is the stormy clouds that boom with thunderous warnings. The rainy tears which nourish the surrounding lands. Quite literally, Cancer season opens up the floodgates because it is a season associated with flooding. Leo is sunshine season, the light of our lives. It's the photosynthesis of plants and the melanin of skin that brightens our world in color. Virgo is the season of harvest and hell waters, the fruits and flowers of our labor. Virgo is the tree of knowledge in nature's system maintenance, the hurricanes and monsoons that cleanse through destruction. Libra is oxidation, the changing colors of leaves blowing in the fall breeze. Libra is the autumn sunset that reminds us that there is beauty in endings. Scorpio is the season of death and decay, the transition from twilight to darkness, the dead sticks, leaves, and fossil fuels that sustain the winter fire. Scorpio is the embodiment of the darker the sky, the brighter the stars. Sagittarius is the search for shelter and surplus, for the migratory birds who fly south for the winter. Capricorn is the season of edge and endurance, a trek to the mountaintop, the harsh winter conditions that evolve a species to come back bigger, badder, and stronger than ever. Aquarius is the polar vortex that produces bone-chilling blizzards, the winter ice that preserves water supply, snow that is blinding yet beautiful. And lastly, Pisces is sublimation, mysterious vapor that bypasses the melting process, yet also the unstable spring air that's ripe for hailstorms. And 'tis the seasons, everyone.
Buckle up, bitches, you're getting roasted. But not by me, by some newspaper. Aries, since you love brutal honesty so much, here's some for you. You're never going to achieve your dreams. You'll repeat the same mistakes over and over again until you die. That death grip you have on the past, don't let it go. Remember all the pain you've caused and know it's because of who you are as a person. You will never change. Taurus, listen, you should probably pay those overdue bills before you order any more Uber Eats. You're not a modern day Dionysus. You have a drinking problem. You haven't had sex in months because you're too lazy to wipe the crumbs off your bed, or God forbid, buy a new pillow to replace that awful piss-colored abomination you sleep on every night. This isn't hedonism, it's just sad. Either get up and clean your room, or enjoy rotting in your bed for another month. Gemini, I'm fluent in sarcasm. How about you be fluent in shut the fuck up for once? You aren't just two-faced, you have an entire flip book of faces, and don't even try to hide the fact that you are a deceitful, insecure, vile excuse of a human being. Your FBI agent goes to therapy because you are going to commit arson this month. Cancer. By the age of 4, most children develop the ability to understand that other people's thoughts and feelings are different from their own. You apparently missed this crucial developmental milestone. Thinking you know how people should feel better than they do themselves doesn't make you an empath. Stop pretending to be an armchair psychologist on TikTok and grow the fuck up. Try not to take this too personally, but you kind of suck.
Because whoever I was talking to didn't exist. It felt so real.
This is not a coincidence. Your angels need you to know that you and this person is soulmates. But right now there's a lot of confusion surrounding you and your connection with them. They are moving towards you.
So how would you classify me? Hot or ugly?
Hot.
Yeah, she's telling the truth there.
How would you classify Judd?
Judd? Judd, I would not have sex with you.
Thanks very much.
Was I lying?
I don't know.
So now when it comes to Judd's hotness, suddenly we don't look at the test results and it's all up in the air.
Okay, you know how like every few years people just decide that they like hate a certain astrology sign, like we just like communally decide like, ooh, that's the problematic one, but it's ever changing. I was thinking about why that is, because I'm a Virgo, and when I was a teenager, Virgo was the problematic sign. It was like, oh, we don't like Virgos, like Virgos are little, and I didn't want to tell people I was a Virgo when I was a teenager, which was like 2010 to 2015. And I was thinking about why, because I also see that Geminis were hated in my early 20s, which was like 2015 to like up until recently. And I was like, why is that? And I was like, this is what it is. When I was a Virgo, when I was a teenager, it was like the peak of like sex positivity and like independent women, like girl boss vibes, and super puritanical themes, super anti-Christianity. And when people think that a Virgo is someone who represents being a Puritan and super organized and prudish, and like this was like an archetype that was completely against what people wanted the world to be, or like the popular campaign at the time. And that has doled out a little bit, and people forgot that they think Virgos are like that and hate them. Geminis were hated in my early 20s, just kind of the kind of chunk of years that just passed, because they represent like fearless like individuality and like leadership, and a lot of great artists and really impactful artists are Geminis, including Kanye, who like really had a hard time these past few years with the cultural shift. And now I think we're going to come to a time where we'll be like, wait, we miss the Gemini energy, which is that person that just says what they want to say. It isn't trying to say the right scripted thing to appease everyone, and isn't ashamed. It's like a lack of shame in like a good way. And so I was like, that's what's going on. That's for sure what it is. And it's cultural narratives plus the perception of the archetype, which isn't necessarily accurate, but a symbol always becomes a surface level, repeated trope of something for us to understand. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm out of Virgo jail, the Geminis are out of Gemini jail. Who's next, right? Who's going to be the antagonist to the cultural narrative, symbolically?
お前はもう死んでいる。
Do you cry when you get mad? Does it frustrate you and piss you off to no end because people don't take you seriously because you're crying even though you're mad? Yeah, I'm one of those people. Well, guess what? Crying when you're mad is actually the body's normal, or actually one of the normal responses. See, what happens is when you cry, or when you're frustrated, or in a situation where you're angry, the body releases cortisol. Cortisol helps with your fight or flight, okay? But when you're angry, sometimes those of us, I know I'm a Cancer, we cry. People think we're weak, but we're not. What happens is that is the body's way of releasing that hormone, because cortisol is actually released through your tears. Did you also know that a buildup of cortisol can result in a round moon face, excess body fat around the stomach area? So those of us that have the might be because you're a little stressed out, okay? Don't be so hard on yourself, mama. So next time you want to go ahead and hold in those tears, don't. Remember, it's just going to add extra fat to you. So excuse me while I go cry away my fat.
I'll walk in the room straight full of bitches who I know don't like me and still be the center of attention. I told y'all I'm that bitch, I'm that girl, hated by many, intimidated by none.